Here come the players now for our next match on centre court. Would you please welcome from the United States, Anne Smith, and from Bulgaria, Manuela Maleeva. Player in the blue skirt at the northern stand end of the court is renowned as one of the world's great doubles players. A winner of all the Grand Slam doubles titles, in fact, at Wimbledon, the French, the United States Open, the Australian Open Championships. Returning to Australia for the first time since 1982, and a most welcome return. A former singles finalist at the Virginia Slims title in Washington, a semi-finalist in singles and winner of the doubles titles at the Virginia Slims of Pennsylvania in 1986, and a doubles finalist in Wichita, at New Orleans, and in Indianapolis. From San Antonio in Texas, Anne Smith. Her opponent in this match was voted by the Women's International Tennis Association the most impressive newcomer to the professional ranks in 1984. And they had to back up again in 1985 and vote her the most improved player of that year. She's a former Italian Open winner of the United States Clay Court Championships, finalist at Brighton in England, finalist in the Virginia Slims title in Washington, quarter-finalist in the Australian Open last summer, and through 1986 maintained her position in the top 10 rankings in the world, with excellent results that included the finals of the European Indoor title, finals at Birmingham, and at the Pan-Pacific title in Tokyo. She was also a semi-finalist in the US Clay Court Championships, quarter-finalist the US Open, and reached the round of 16 at Wimbledon. Ranked 10 in the world, the number 5 seed for the tournament. From Bulgaria, Manuela Maleeva.
Two minutes, ladies. One minute, ladies.
Still ideal conditions here at White City. Breeze from the south, not much of it courtside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this third round match between Miss M. Maleeva and Miss A. Smith will be best of 3 tie-break sets. Miss Smith won the toss and elected to serve in the first game.
And on grass, Sue, would you still expect Manuela Maleeva to win reasonably easily?
I think it's going to be a very interesting match. I'm not really too sure who I'd like to have my money on. Manuela is basically a clay court player, has had most of her success on the slower surfaces. But she has done very well at Wimbledon, so she does know how to win on grass. And I think if Anne Smith in the picture now is going to win, she's going to have to volley very well. Anne Smith, we saw in a match earlier this week against Carling Bassett, which was a very good win for her.
Miss Smith to serve the first game.
I'll leave this match with you and Gary Wilkinson.
Lob 15.
Well, I'd stick my neck out and say I think Anne Smith can win this match.
Lob 30.
Yeah, she certainly does have the ability to win today, but she's going to have to make a lot of winners against Manuela, because she doesn't make too many mistakes. Anne Smith is going to have to serve very well and volley very well.
Lob 40.
So one of the break points saved in this opening game.
Service break to Maleeva.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 1 game to love.
Glad I wasn't at Alice Springs yesterday.
So a good start in this match for Manuela.
Yeah, maybe I should have kept my mouth shut until after the first game.
Well, if Anne Smith is going to stay on the back of the court, she's not going to win this match, because that's really where Manuela is at her best, and she's not going to lose too many points from there.
Miss Maleeva to serve the second game.
Manuela Maleeva already has the service break in the opening game. Very studied, the service of Manuela Maleeva. Takes plenty of time to get herself set. And we're getting to that time of day where serving from this northern end can be a bit of a problem. The sun, a la Maleeva at the moment, with a double fault rather. And if you observe closely, you'll see she looks straight up into the sun. She tosses the ball. And the smart thing for Anne Smith to do would be to try and force Maleeva to play a few first volleys. There's the serve.
This doesn't really attack the serve, therefore not getting as much power as she could.
30 all.
And Smith does have an advantage in the fact that she has played a match already on centre court in this tournament.
Up.
30-40.
Break back point. Not unusual to see a couple of service breaks early in the match.
Game, Miss Smith. 1 game all.
Yes, not unusual, and especially in this match, as both girls were scheduled to play on an outside court, and therefore probably had to change their whole routine this morning to fit in with the centre court schedule.
Net her serve.
Yes, they were scheduled second match on an outside court, so they're probably playing about 45 minutes or an hour later than they originally expected. Lucky to get away with that serve there.
Great wrong footing shot there by Manuela.
Block 15.
Surprised that Smith's not making any real effort to come in there.
No, she has a good serve. You can see she really does get up after that ball. Not a tall girl, Anne, but really uses all her height. Normally a very attacking player. But she knows that her serves and approach shots are going to have to be very good against Manuela, otherwise she's going to get past.
Out. 15 all. $15-30.
And there the return of serve from Manuela, really putting Anne under pressure. Probably are likely to see a lot of service breaks in this match.
Net first serve.
Because Maleeva's only played one match in the tournament to date, having a bye through the first round. She then defeated Julie Richardson of New Zealand in the second round.
$30 all.
And Smith caused a boil over in the opening round when she defeated Carling Bassett. And in the second round had a win over Patricia He from Hong Kong. Perfect.
30-40.
And those are the risks that Smith is going to have to take when she does come to the net. Yes. Slipping right
Game, Miss Maleeva.
on the baseline there, and a break of serve again.
Miss Maleeva leads 2 games to 1.
Yes, Anne Smith that moving in for that shot, which dropped quite short, but on that area immediately behind the baseline where the grass has started to brown and it's very dry and becomes very slippery. You'll see it again here. Rallying again with Maleeva from the baseline. And this next one from Maleeva falls a bit short. Smith attempts to come in here, and you'll see down she goes on her knees, almost. I just noticed the bandage there on Anne Smith's upper arm, her right arm. It's pretty well covered by a shirt, and I didn't notice it until just then as she was toweling off before she came back on court. But if you look closely, you'll see it.
Yeah, she wore that bandage in her first round match against Carling Bassett, but it didn't seem to cause her too many problems in that match, so hopefully it won't today.
Club 15.
Well, that's a new tactic from Anne Smith there. Instead of smashing the ball away from an opponent, smashed it virtually straight at her. And almost nailed the ball goal to the family circle sign on the backdrop.
Net for serve. Love 30.
Well, at the moment, Smith still content to stay back and rally with Maleeva and let Maleeva make mistakes. But if she gets the range, the Bulgarian girl's not going to make too many errors.
Net, second serve.
Up.
15-30.
Yes, Manuela is a very good clay court player, does like to stay at the back of the court, and I think we'll see her playing mainly from there today, trying to mix up the pace as well. Too good.
$15-40.
And Anne Smith playing this rally very well, waiting for the short ball, slicing the backhand, moving in and playing this volley short out of Manuela's reach.
Chance to level up for Smith at 2-all. If she can get through this serve from Maleeva. She's missed the first one. Break back for Smith at 2-all.
Game to Smith. 2 games all.
That must be one of the longest rallies of the tournament.
15 love.
And Anne Smith showing that she can rally as well from the back of the court as Manuela.
Manuela Maleeva, incidentally, she and her mother, between them, have won the Bulgarian national title 16 times.
15 all.
I think Manuela's younger sister will probably be able to do it after them as well.
Disputed call there from, or non-call. The ball was out too. Yeah, well wide of the line. And that was called good.
(30-15).
Smith having a few words to the linesman concerned.
Out. 30 all.
Yes, Manuela's mother won the Bulgarian national championship 9 times. And she's won it the last 7 years.
Net first serve.
Very talented family. I said the younger sister, Katerina Maleeva, is ranked 29 in the world, so very impressive record.
Out.
He got that one.
40-30.
Smith holds serve, leads 3 games to 2.
Smith leads 3 games to 2.
Who said that? Somebody right by one of our courtside microphones said we're in for a long... Oh, I see, yes.
It was one of the lines.
Yes, the lines lady at the southern end of the court.
Probably doesn't want to be sitting out there in the hot sun too long.
Is leaning across and speaking to the lines lady on the centre line as we see Annie Smith's service in action again. And what neither of those two ladies realise is that there's a microphone right there between them. I just hope they don't start discussing chocolate cake recipes or what time their husband got home last night and what condition he was in. Manuela Maleeva to serve from the northern end and serving into the wind. That forecast southerly change arrived here at White City about 45 minutes an hour ago. And all it's done is kick the breeze up a bit strongly. It's still very, very warm and still a cloudless sky. Because the tempo on centre court's been very hot indeed. Wendy Turnbull upsetting the #1 seed in the tournament, Hana Mandlikova.
40 love.
Oh, Maleeva stayed very cool under pressure there with Anne Smith rushing the net, and came up with another fine pass.
(40-15).
She won't be too happy with that last forehand. Normally very reliable, but still in command of this game.
Net first serve. (40-30).
Excellent point there from Anne Smith. This approach shot going very deep, forcing Manuela to play from way behind the baseline and unable to come forward for that volley.
Game, Miss Maleeva. 3 games all. love.
Anne Smith has been ranked considerably higher than that in a time, but she's been on and off the Pro Tennis Tour for a couple of years.
(15-all).
Pretty sharp passing shot from Manuela Maleeva from behind the baseline and played awkwardly. Yes, for reasons of her own, Anne Smith decided to opt out of the tennis tour and go back to school for a while, back to college.
Ball.
And has off and on been coaching a college team in the United States. But has been playing fairly regularly now the last 12 months or so.
30-all.
Yes, it was a smart move, though, from Anne to go off the circuit. She had lost a little bit of interest in playing tennis, and her results were suffering. Her form was suffering, so she took some time off, came back, and is really playing great tennis again.
Hands on hips. Maleeva can't believe that because she's lobbing into a fairly stiff breeze. And yet the ball was long. That's twice now.
Yes.
Well, she's dangerous even when she's well behind the baseline. Maleeva and her opponents at the net.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
First double fault for Anne Smith, but it brings up break point, second double fault rather for Anne Smith, and it brings up break point for Manuela Maleeva.
Deuce.
To make a pretty tough cross-court backhand there, Anne Smith, but it was certainly worth the effort.
Perfect. Oh, absolute gem.
Advantage Miss Maleeva.
There it is again. Good volley from Smith into the net, but sharp angle from Manuela Maleeva. Forehand of hers is deadly. Maleeva breaks through and leads by 4 games to 3 in the first set.
Miss Maleeva leads 4 games to 3.
Manuela Maleeva really taking charge in that game, wearing her opponent down. And it's going to be tough for Anne Smith to combat that. She played some excellent points there, coming into the net, playing the attacking tennis. See here in replay, both girls again on the baseline. Manuela could have come in behind that one, elected not. Anne Smith looking forward for that one, but making the error eventually. As we see Manuela always in perfect position, that time with the slice backhand. Really excellent two-handed shot. But Anne Smith in trouble now. So Manuela Maleeva with the break of serve in this first set. But Anne Smith has broken serve before, so she'll be looking to do that again now.
Club 15.
Well, a very different match in progress now. Very different from the Wendy Turnbull-Hannah Mandlikova match, where both girls coming into the net as much as possible. Now, a match with a lot of long rallies. Good play by Anne Smith.
Club 30.
Really has to come into the net to cut down these long rallies. Moving forward, the slice backhand approach and a high backhand volley to finish with. And a real chance to break back again. Manuela Maleeva really read that shot very well, moving forward to play that on the volley. Anne Smith unable to control it. Really important game for both girls. Just out.
15-40.
And she doesn't miss too many of those in her matches. But that one now gives Anne 2 break points. And the wind really taking that ball toss. Right on the line.
30-40.
That's in too.
Yes.
So 2 break points saved with excellent winners. Right down the line, just inside.
Advantage, Miss Smith.
And just finding the bounce of the court a little inconsistent, Manuela. So Anne has another break point.
Double fault, break back, 4 games all.
Miss Smith. 4 games all.
Well, we thought we would see a lot of breaks in this match. Certainly living up to that so far in this first set.
Love.
Very lengthy baseline rally, and Smith is winning more than a fair share. If you that'd be Manuela Maleeva's judgment anyway, I'd imagine, because it's her forte, but just not able to quite settle on the grass. Centre court here at White City. Well, that was an attacking move from Manuela Maleeva. She was on her way to the net, but the approach shot was so good she needn't have bothered.
Advantage, Miss Smith.
And just finding the bounce of the court a little inconsistent, Manuela. So Anne has another break point.
double fault, break back, 4 games all.
Miss Smith. 4 games all.
Well, we thought we would see a lot of breaks in this match. Certainly living up to that so far in this first set.
Low.
Very lengthy baseline rally, and Smith is winning more than a fair share. If you that'd be Manuela Maleeva's judgment anyway, I'd imagine, because it's her forte, but just not able to quite settle on the grass. Centre court here at White City. Well, it was an attacking move from Manuela Maleeva. She was on her way to the net, but the approach shot was so good she needn't have bothered. Look, another superbly angled passing shot cross court from Maleeva. She hits these well, Sue.
Yes, really is her best shot, this two-handed backhand, and really whipping that across court. Tremendous angle from that position. Takes the ball well out in front of her. And also Anne Smith coming into net, having to face a passing shot like that. It must make her think twice before she does the same thing again.
Looks like Ian Rawlings from Sons and Daughters trying to pretend he's not here. I love the hat.
Yes.
So it's a struggle. Both players coming up with some excellent returns on the other's service. Gee, wasn't much in it. Yeah, some excellent returns from both players. Some good strong rallies from the baseline. Haven't seen too many of those this week. Break point for Manuela Maleeva.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva. Game.
And she moves to the lead again.
Miss Maleeva leads 5 games to 4. New balls, please.
Manuela, deep in thought at the changeover. Gonna have to come out and serve for the first set. She's going to have to serve a little better than she has so far in this match.
Back here at White City, Wendy Turnbull on good terms with herself and the world in general, signing autographs and surrounded by a lot of smiling and happy Aussie kids.
And Anne Hobbs in the background too.
Was it Anne, was it? I didn't recognise her with the dark glasses. My eyesight must be failing.
Trying not to be noticed.
Love 15.
Smith really starting to thump those forehands, putting a lot of power on the ball.
All. $15.30.
And Anne Smith again coming out on top in the long rallies.
It's a bit surprising, isn't it?
Very. I'm not surprised Manuela doesn't look too happy about it. Really would expect her to win these long points.
It's right on the baseline. That's good.
30 all. $30-40.
Yet again.
Yes.
Manuela doing very well to keep that last shot low. See Anne Smith there taking advantage of that short ball, and Manuela really doing very well to keep that ball below the height of the net, causing Anne Smith to miss the volley. Brave play, break point down.
Advantage Miss Smith.
Out.
Use.
She'd like to be able to serve like that every time. Out. Extraordinarily long rally. And again,
Advantage, Miss Smith.
Maleeva can't believe that the lob has gone out.
And you wouldn't think we were watching a grass court match with this rally. Both girls really timing the ball very well. And one of Manuela's best shots, that lob, but just missing that time.
She's tried it 3 times from this end and missed it 3 times.
Net, first serve. Game, Miss Smith.
One way or another, they've got to 5 all. Makes 8 breaks of serve in the first set.
Love 15.
Very good pick up there from Manuela. That ball really not bouncing very high. Did well to make a winner off it.
Out. 15 all.
She's going to get sick of hearing that out call in a minute.
$15.30.
Maleeva again showing that she's not necessarily glued to the baseline. Remember, she did get to the quarterfinals of the last Australian Open Championship on grass.
$15.40.
Round of 16 at Wimbledon too, I think, in '86. Oh yes, now Smith attacks and comes up with the top volley.
30-40.
Coming up with some great shots, this pair, and making it very difficult to hold serve.
Yes. Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
Third opportunity in this game.
Net, second serve.
Heart stopper.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 6 games to 5.
There's one thing about it, this has got to stop when they get to 6-all.
Yes, I'm really surprised that Anne Smith hasn't really been more aggressive on her service games, just taking a few chances, coming into the net, forcing Maleeva to go for winners. But at the moment, it just seems to be the first one who makes a mistake, you know, is going to lose the point. Very surprising for Anne Smith. I think that just about sums it up.
Six games to 5. Manuela Maleeva leads Anne Smith. Let's check events on the outside courts with Steve Rebellion.
Thank you, Gary. The Japanese player Etsuko Inui continues her fine run in this tournament. Remember, she beat Claudia Kota-Kilch in the opening round. She's done it again, defeating Annie Minter of Victoria in 3 hard sets, 6-4, 2-6, 6-4. And Inui will go on to meet the winner of the current centre court match. Also, Katarina Lindqvist has ended the good run of Dinky van Rensburg in this tournament. Katarina winning in straight sets 7-5, 7-5, and Lindqvist will play the winner of the Pam Shriver-Gretchen Rush match, which will also be on centre court following the current one. In doubles, a couple of matches just getting underway. Claudia Kota-Kilch and Helena Sikova taking on Australia's Rebecca Bryant and Amanda Dingwall, and also Louise Field and Belinda Cordwell taking on Liz Smiley and Betsy Nagelson, but both those matches just getting underway now. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Stephen. Maleeva serving here on centre court. Smith won the opening point.
Love 30. Love 40.
Well, 3 long rallies in this game, and Anne Smith winning all 3. Really wouldn't have expected that of her before the match, but really keeping a concentration in these long rallies and paying off for her.
Out. 15-40.
And Anne will be very disappointed with that volley. Excellent chance there for her to level this set at 6-all.
Yes, well, she'd eat those for breakfast in doubles, wouldn't she?
Yes, and the way she played in her first match here on centre court.
Very dodgy call. But confirmed by the umpire.
Yes.
Well, tightening up here now for Anne Smith. She had 3 chances to break back here, level at 6-all and force a tie break, but the deuce, the set's not far away for Manuela Maleeva.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
Set point, in fact.
And Anne Smith just losing her patience a bit in these last few points.
Oh, well, that's unbelievable. It's the first set to Manuela Maleeva.
First set, Miss Maleeva. 7 games to 5.
Coming back from love 40.
Miss Smith to serve the first game, second set.
And there were 26 break points in the first set, and I think that's how many times the ball crossed the net in the last rally.
Yes, that must be one of the longest rallies ever seen on grass.
That
15, love.
Well, Anne Smith more aggressive on that point. I really feel that she has to do that to win this match today.
Out. 30-15.
Excellent volley there, giving Anne Smith a good start in the second set. And it looks like she's coming into net almost on every point now. Mind you, after some of those long rallies in the last game, she's probably a bit tired.
Yes.
Cold returner serve winner from Manuela Maleeva. Smith was coming in, but not quick enough to cut that one off.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
And again, Manuela Maleeva's favourite shot here, this two-handed backhand down the line. Beautifully played. And Anne Smith's approach shots are going to have to be a little bit deeper than that last one. Really got to try and force Manuela out of position.
Game. Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 1 game to love. First, second set.
Double fault on game point, break point. Means that Manuela Maleeva has now put together 3 games straight to take her through the first set, 7 games to 5, and a lead of 1 game to love now in the second. Fairly lengthy set of tennis. That first set took an hour. And if they continue to rally in this set the way they have been, we'll be here for a while yet.
Net per serve.
Like I said, I think Anne Smith was becoming just a little impatient towards the end of the first set. And that's enough to try anybody's patience.
15 love.
Smith just waiting, searching, rallying from the baseline, looking for an opportunity. Maleeva solid as a rock in this situation. Now Smith comes in and Maleeva comes up with the pass.
And that was a much more aggressive shot there from Anne Smith. The one in the previous point, she didn't really hit it deep enough or attacking enough.
That one was deep enough. It was about 4 centimetres over the baseline.
Yes, perfect play from Anne. Oh, that's so good.
30-15.
Well, she's got Smith really wondering now, what the blazes am I going to do here? Come in and get past, stay back and get drop shotted? Shotted? What did I say there? How can I say that? How did I say that? I'll retire. I'll retire. You take over, sir.
30 all. Forty.
The wind's reasonably strong. I don't think it was that strong. Ball toss just got way out of whack.
Yes.
Saves the break point though. Dear me, Smith was very lucky to get away with that.
Advantage, Miss Smith.
Trying to do to Manuela what was done to her, and not doing it well enough. Maleeva got to it easily, just couldn't quite lift it over the net.
Yes.
Well, it's twice on break point here that Anne Smith overhit the return.
So I think both girls are a bit worried now by the breeze that's picked up a bit in the last 10 or 15 minutes. And Manuela having a lot of trouble with the ball toss.
Dear me, that was very, very close. You didn't need to cut it that fine.
Advantage, Miss Smith.
Break point number 3 as the breeze rips in from the south. Quite strong, but really hasn't cooled things off too much.
Yes. Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
Gee, that's a return.
Yes.
That's exactly the one that Anne Smith loves. Sitting up and just blasting away on the forehand.
Advantage, Miss Smith.
Well, it was smart play by Anne Smith in an awkward position, stretching for that shot, just managed to guide it back down the line and came very quickly to the net. And Maleeva couldn't come up with a good enough pass. Came up with a pretty good serve though. Saves
Yes.
break point for the 4th time in this game. Oh, aided by the wind and the fierce amount of topspin.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
I think Anne Smith has realised she's got to come into the net. Coming on every opportunity now, but perfectly judged lob by Manuela.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 2 games to lob.
Surviving 4 break points for a 2-love lead. They're pretty lucky, I think, that this match was switched to the centre court. So could you imagine trying to play on the outside courts in this wind?
It'd be terrible, and with these long rallies, I think they'd be right on the wire netting at the back. Both girls playing a long way behind the baseline.
Low.
I don't think we're going to see as many long rallies in this second set. With this wind picking up the way it has, it's going to be very difficult for the girls to control the ground shots.
Out. 30 love. Out. 30-15. All.
And Anne Smith now really going for her shots, taking a lot of chances now, unable to control those last 2 forehands.
Goodness me.
30-40.
Here's a chance for Maleeva to go to a 3-love lead. There have only been 2 games in the match in which the server has not been down break points or lost their serve.
Yes.
Good.
Advantage from Smith.
And Smith was coached for a period by Australia's Charlie Jakes. A lot of bad habits off Charlie. She loves a beer and calls everybody mate or blue. Well, you're going to give points to Manuela Maleeva there for keeping a cool head. Just when it seemed that one player would win it, they managed to get the ball back, but Smith moving to cover the obvious shot, which Maleeva knew she would be, has gone back down the line with that top shot.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
I wonder if they'll finish this match before the storm gets here, because it's certainly starting to brew now on the southwestern horizon.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 3 games to love.
So Anne Smith really has a work cut out now, down a double break in the second set. And it's not as if she hasn't had plenty of opportunities, Sue, to mix it in here in the second set as she did in the first.
Yes, she's changed her tactics completely, and she now just looks a little disheartened, really going for shots that aren't on, going for the big winners. She's just got to try and settle herself down again and get involved with some of the long points. Try and break down Manuela.
Love 15.
Well, the funny part about it was she was doing so surprisingly and extremely well at the baseline caper, and could have had the first set. Just got a little bit impatient towards the end there, and Maleeva got out of it 7 games to 5.
Love 30.
She might have been better to stick with that ploy.
Yeah, she's a very fit girl, so there was no case of her getting tired in this match. Really trains very hard. Perfectly capable of keeping up those long rallies for 3 sets.
Out. 15-30.
But she did lose that game at 6-5 in the first set, where she missed a couple of easy shots, and maybe that's still on her mind and affecting her play in this second set.
Out. 30 all.
Yes, of course she really did let Manuela get out from under there. Maleeva serving at 6-5 and was down love 40 and managed to get out and win the set 7-5.
Yes, it was
40-30.
that easy backhand volley at 15-40 in that game that cost Anne the set.
And even here, Maleeva's coming from love 30 now, has game point to go to 4 love.
Yes. Advantage, Miss Smith.
A little bit of luck there. One chance to get one break back.
She does.
Game, Miss Smith. Miss Maleeva leads 3 games to 1.
And Anne Smith really finishing off this point very well indeed. Lovely backhand volley.
Yes, and for once, picking the right way to go. Very difficult with that two-handed backhand of Manuela Maleeva's to know whether she's going down the line or cross court.
Love 15.
Yes, Manuela really does play that two-handed backhand with great disguise. Never sure which way she's going, or she can put in the drop shot or throw up the lob. Really is an excellent shot. Just out.
Love 30.
Manuela again moving forward into the net, forcing Anne to go for the pass. And after getting that break back in the last game, Anne Smith once again in trouble on serve.
Love 40.
Well, there again seeing the excellent backhand lob from Manuela right on the line. Anne Smith not able to come up with a great shot, and Maleeva putting the smash away. Well, Anne Smith is so strong. Not a big girl, but tremendous power in that smash.
Compact, is that the word you're looking for?
Yeah, she generates so much power for someone her size.
30, 40.
Oh, she's still down a break point here. She can ill afford to be. First set was such a great battle. But Manuela Maleeva slowly, surely getting on top.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 4 games to 1 and by 1 set to love.
See, they were hitting the lines here, weren't they? Four games to 1, and Manuela Maleeva in control now in this match after a real seesaw struggle through the first set.
12-15.
The storm clouds are gathering here, and not just for Anne Smith. I'm talking about the weather. The sun has disappeared, and the temperature's starting to drop.
Out. 15 all.
And Anne Smith seems to be just taking a big swing at anything and everything now, sir.
Yes, I think she's just getting a little bit desperate out there on centre.
Out. 30-15.
And that's the first long rally they've had for a long time. Maybe Anne's got to play a few more of those and just get her concentration back. Really rushing the shots too much at the moment.
Well, it was working pretty well for her in the first set, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was unlucky to lose it.
Looking up towards the southwest, you can see the gathering gloom. I don't know if it's going to rain, though, not in the immediate future. I think we're pretty safe here for a while.
Out. Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 5-1.
And we might be safe for a while, but I can't say the same for Anne Smith.
No, although Anne hasn't played as well in the second set, Manuela Maleeva really has improved her game much.
She's looking just a lot more confident about the court.
Yes.
First set she was, as I said before, almost glued to the baseline. Seems to be moving with a lot more freedom.
And not making as many mistakes as she was earlier in the match.
Love. Love. Out. 30-15.
Again, Anne Smith just trying a little bit too much on that shot. Trying to put the pressure on Manuela by coming into the net, but just missing.
Oh, dear me. That's a bad miss for Anne Smith.
34.
Oh, that's the way it looks. And they're approaching storm clouds north and southwest of the city. I think we might escape this, you know.
Well, I'm sure Pam Shriver and Gretchen Rush hope that the storms don't come. The only singles match left unplayed.
Yes.
Match is almost within sight now for Manuela Maleeva. Oh, she's missed that. Oh, the ball was out, yeah.
Advantage, Miss Smith.
She's disappointed with the call. It was a great shot. She has played it a couple of times now in the match and come up with a winner. That occasion just a fraction wide. It was a good call.
Yes.
Yes, Manuela was missing those in the first set, but that one, excellent judgment.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
Match point.
Yes.
It's unusual error there from Manuela Maleeva.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
Second chance at the match. That's it. Straight sets to Manuela Maleeva. And quite an unusual match, not from Manuela Maleeva's point of view. The style of match we expect to see from her. Lots of baseline rallying, despite the fact she's playing on grass. The surprise was that Anne Smith took her on at her own game in the opening set, did so well at it, before allowing Maleeva to scrape out of it 7-5, and then the Bulgarian girl really took control and has gone through the second set in comfortable fashion, 6-1. We've got Pam Shriver, number 2 seed, next up on centre court. Let's hope the weather allows it, because there are storm clouds gathering around Sydney. Let's hope that they stay away from White City and we get our next match on shortly.